get kind of, all right. So we're recording this just in case folks are missing this, but we're only recording it. I'm not like keeping a grade book here. So, the N is how many times Nick is going to order throughout the year. Teresa, every time Nick orders, how much is he going to order?
If he was going to order I don't have the number written down. I like messed up that formula, but like the 63 number. He's going to order that many cases of toilet paper.
Yeah. So, let's see. Kyle, what do you think?
Which question is it?
We're still on Q1. So I'm asking, how many, every time Nick orders throughout the year, how much is he going to order?
273.86, which is your EOQ.
That's right. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that the 68.46, like Ali said, is the amount of times that Nick is going to place an order throughout the year. And every time he does place an order, it's going to be for 273.86 cases, like Kyle said. So I just want to make sure everybody's tracking what number is what. And if you're not down with that today, that's okay. That's what today is about. Let's see who else from squad 1. How about Chris Avocado? Why don't you take number 2, Q2?
All right. For Q2, it would be the time between the orders. So my formula that I did for it was work days divided by how many times they ordered per year, which would be 250 divided by the 68.46. And I got 3.65 work days. So that's how many work days between each order that they would have.
That's right. Very good. And that means from the time that Nick orders to the time that he orders again, just like Chris said, that's how much time passes. Notice that it's not from the time that Nick orders to the time that he gets the order. Okay? That's something different. All right? It's just the amount of time that passes between orders. Very good. And let's see. Ames. Is Ames out there?
Yeah.
Super. Why don't you take Q3 for us?
All right. So I got like the 273.86 that you had to get in order to solve for N in the first question. And I did that EOQ equation, which was the square root of 2 times 18,750 times 4 divided by 2.
Okay. Super. All right. So the point here between these first 3, and y'all did it very well, is that even though we weren't asked for EOQ right off the bat, we know that we needed to determine that to determine N and T. Okay, so there's an implied task there that I've seen in the past. Sometimes folks get tripped up. They go into an EOQ problem thinking that the first question is going to ask for EOQ, and when it doesn't, sometimes they stutter a little bit on how to deal with that. So y'all did that very well. Let's go on to Q4 with squad 2. Let me see here. Go to my roster. So it's okay. So Ethan Locker, why don't you start us off with Q4?
All right. So to find MedUp's total annual toilet paper holding cost, I had to use the EOQ formula divided by 2 multiplied by the H, which is given. So the formula for that would be 273.86 divided by 2 in parentheses and then multiplied by 2. And for that, I got 273.86 as their annual toilet paper holding costs.
Okay, super. Good. Very good. Very clear. Why don't you do Q5 as well? And there's a reason I'm asking you to do both.
And for this one, the formula is D divided by EOQ multiplied by S. So for this formula, it's 18,750 divided by 273.86 times 4. And the answer should be the exact same, 273.86.
Very good. Very good. And why should they be the same, Ethan?
It's is this the tattoo? Should I have gotten a tattoo for this one?
Now I'm just pointing at my cartoon about the balance.
Holding, and your head's blocking the other one. And now your chairs. Holding and setup should be balanced with inventory.
That's right. That's what we're trying to do. That's the whole purpose of EOQ, is to balance those two costs.
Right.
Okay. So that is our check, and they should be the same. And if they're not, we probably did something incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked you to do both. You did both well. Okay. Who else from Mighty Squad 2? So Myra, why don't you take Q6, please? Did Myra make it on? There she is.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
My computer lagged.
No, that's all right.
So for Q6, I did the product cost, which was your annual demand times your price, which was given, and then that was 4,500. And then I added the annual holding cost with the annual ordering cost with your product cost to get 5,047.72.
5,047. I think I did my math wrong, but you got the idea. You're going to add Q4, Q5, and the price times the annual demand. And that's what you did, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the number I'm looking at on mine, I don't trust. I think everybody's got the idea. And that number encompasses how much you spent on inventory for that item. And it's kind of a limited formula. I don't want to go on too long of a tangent. I mean, there's tons of other, I don't want to say tons, there's many other costs associated with items, but it's a simple model. So that's how we determine that. And then Q7, we kind of talked about already. The answer of Q7 is that Q4 and Q5 should be the same. Okay. For that reason right there, that we're achieving the balance. Okay. Moving right along. Let's go to, I'm just trying to see who's on today. So Hannah, why don't you take us on Q8? Hannah, you out there? I see you. I mean, I see that mysterious black screen. I see your mic unmuted, but I don't hear you. Okay, we'll assume Hannah's having mic problems. JT, why don't you take Q8?
So basically, I know that ROP is demand times lead time, and I got 150 cases would be the reorder point.
Okay, good. And JT, why don't you continue with Q9? What does that reorder point mean in your own words?
Basically, It's like the inventory level that makes a decision for like upper class management, I guess.
Okay.
So, I mean, it basically takes, like looking at question 2 and question 8, it takes 3.65 days between the order to the next. So that means that the quantity is at 150 cases every 3.65 days.
Okay. That makes sense. Jasmine, do you have anything to add to that? What that, what those numbers mean in relationship to each other?
I just basically said that the reorder point, excuse me, is how much time passed between like now and the last time you ordered something.
Okay. There's one more word I'm looking for. Tim, what do you think?
I just wrote down that once the inventory hits 150 cases, that's when they reorder.
Yes. That's what I was looking for, is that essentially is that trigger that once we hit 150, it triggers us to order the EOQ. Okay. Once again, we order the EOQ every time. And Tim, I saw you on the discussion board with Q10. Why don't you tell us what you come up with for Q10?
I feel like I was trying to make it more complicated than it is. Would it just be the 2 days that it takes them to deliver?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a trick question, but that right there, when we look at Q10 during the last year, I apologize for the typo. How many days would pass between MedUp submitting an order and Popeye's delivery? That is the definition of lead time, which we know was 2 days. So that's as simple as that is. All right, good job, squad 3. Let's move on to Q11 with squad 4. Gary, why don't you take that one? Q11 Alpha and Q11 Bravo.
All right. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I misunderstood and thought we were doing this today, so I'm kind of like going along as all of the other answers have been filled in.
Okay, that's all right.
All right, cool. So was it question 11? Changing the processing fee from 4 to 8.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went through and used that same spreadsheet that I did from our notes on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So I think my numbers are a little bit off, but I changed S from 4 to 8, and
Good.
that gave me an EOQ of 387.
Very good.
And so that changed. It looks like it changed my holding and ordering costs to the same number. And then so my total costs became. Wait, no, you don't care about that. I think the reorder point and N are where mine are a little bit weird at the moment.
Okay. Let's hear from someone else on the squad. So Ellie, what do you think on 11 Bravo?
B only.
Yeah, because Gary answered us for Q11A. So what do you think about B?
I said the reorder point would stay the same.
Why do you say that?
because the holding cost doesn't affect the reorder point, only the EOQ.
Yeah. Remember, just because I asked you a question doesn't mean you're wrong. All right. But Ellie is correct. The variables involved determining the reorder point, setup or ordering cost is not one of those variables. Remember that Venn diagram. Okay, it's not, I don't have it up here on the screen, but so that when setup cost changes, it doesn't affect ROP. Okay. All right, let's move on to Q Alpha and 12 Alpha and 12 Bravo. looking for the other folks. Is Ethan Green out there today? Let's see him. Brandon, are you out there? Yeah, Brandon, what do you think about 12 Alpha and 12 Bravo? Brandon, you there? All right. I think Ellie, you're back up. Let me see. Ellie's like, that's what I get.
Cool. Oh, 12 A and B.
Oh,
Yep. What do you think?
Okay. I said that for A, the EOQ would remain the same. And then for B, I said the ROP would increase to 300.
Very good. Same, just different logic. So the variables, what are we talking about here again? Talking about lead time. So lead time is not in the EOQ formula. Straight and simple. So when it changes, EOQ doesn't change, but ROP will. Okay, super. Good job. And moving on to 13. This one's a wild card. I'm just looking out there. Who haven't we heard from today? Cody, what do you think about 13? A and B.
Okay, hold on. During last year. So the EOQ would definitely increase.
Okay.
And then both of them would definitely increase.
Why do you say that?
Well, because shipping cost, the shipping increases from 75 to 100, which would be the demand for little d, which would affect the reorder point because it's little d times lead time. And then EOQ is also affected because you have to use little d to calculate big D, which would affect EOQ.
Very good. Very good. Okay. And then obviously under test conditions, we'd want to know that math. But
yeah, I don't have those numbers.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But good job.
Thanks.
Okay. Now this one I didn't really think about. It's just kind of a Murphy's Law kind of day. This last one, I don't have it ready to show up on the screen, but let's see if somebody from Squad 5 does. Let's see who's in Squad 5. Again. So that's our sawtooth diagram. So what do you think, Emily? You got a sawtooth diagram ready to show?
I have a question first.
Okay.
So if your Q changes to 194, does EOQ change to 194, or will it still be 274?
No, it would change.
Okay. So then your T would change too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
T
I do
would
have
change.
a diagram.
Okay, super.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what it looks like.
Looks like a good start.
So you're at 194 here, and then right here's your 150 because that won't change.
Super.
And then right there is the reorder, and then you're gonna go 2 days because that won't change. That's your lead time. So your delivery is gonna be down here. So that's when you'll get your replenished stock, and you'll go back up to EOQ at 194. And then your new T is gonna be 2.5 about. So after here, 2.5 days later, you're going to be here. So that's when your new reorder is going to be. And that is to continue as such.
Emily, that is awesome. That is straight up awesome. That's super. I appreciate that. You're transferring to supply chain, right?
Yeah, just made the switch today.
Super. So good. Good. I'm not going to ask you to do a sawtooth on the exam, especially under these conditions. But I want you to understand how these things go together. Okay. Like we said, EOQ is how much we order every time when we do. ROP is that level. So when we hit that level, like Tim said, we're going to trigger to reorder again. T is the amount of time, like Emily showed, that passes between each. And that diagram, even though I'm not quote asking you to reproduce it, that is a classic diagram throughout operations management, inventory kind of lecture. Yes. So, that's some Jackson Street knowledge too. You're out there and you're saying, hey, have you seen the sawtooth and that kind of stuff? But it's valuable. Okay. Any other discussion on the squad drive from anyone? Any questions? Anything anyone wants to go back over? Anything like
Yeah.
that at all?
For question 14, I tried to make the sawtooth in Excel. Hold on, let me. So, can you see that?
Yep, I can. I can see it on mine. I don't know if everyone can see it. Can everyone else see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't really know how you would make it in Excel, so I just put out like the days, and then every time it got below 150, I made that the order day, and then 2 days later the replenish day. But I don't know if there's like a specific way or formula or something you want us to do if we can make it on Excel. Or
I mean, as far as the exam, I'm not going to ask you to do it on the exam. Not that life is just the exam. I think the reason you're having such a hard time with it is because of that hat. Just kidding. Now I don't know how to do this in Excel, but it looks like you're on the track to figuring it out. I guess the way, because what you did was you determined kind of an end of day, right?
yeah, or
And
beginning, I guess.
beginning.
Maybe it end up. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
If you start with 194 day or 0.0, then at the end of day one, actually, yeah, it is end.
because the difference is 75, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just connected those dots. I mean, what I don't get is why, Kyle, you're see, like on why your line doesn't go. I mean, I could look at it more detailed later. When you get replenished there on day 2, that's probably the thing you want to do. So you probably want to do 2 entries somehow for day 2, because under the EOQ model, on one of those days, you should be hitting 0. I can look at this more later rather than, now, but the bottom line on the sawtooth is that when you hit 0 is the same day that you get replenished, and you get replenished back up to 194. So somehow you see how your peaks are not all lining up. You have kind of you have one higher than the other, and then the middle one's kind of lower. So I don't know what's causing that. It's probably because you're adding the straight numbers as opposed to using 194 every time. But the bottom line is you're definitely more than in the ballpark. I would say you're well on the infield towards making this work in Excel. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Other questions, discussion on this from anyone? Okay. Questions, discussion on anything else? Way of the Warrior Project, exam, Pearson. Kyle's hat.
More to come.
Okay. I look forward to it. Okay. Then I will hang out. If folks want to hang out and ask questions after everybody else has left. Otherwise, please fill out the survey as soon as you can. That'll tell me kind of how we want to spend our time on Tuesday. If you have questions, you can hang out afterwards this, or you can email me, whatever. Great work on the squad drive. I'm tempted to ask you open forum how you felt about this format with squad drive, but I'll just let you put that on the survey if you have feelings about that, or you can email me directly. Either way. But with that, have a great weekend. Please be safe, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Kyle, you had something?
We're supposed to submit this.
No, you don't need to submit this.
What's that?
You don't need to submit today's work, the squad drive.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Gotcha.
We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Take care.
See you.
I actually have a question.
I have a question too.
Oh. Okay, well, I went to fill out the survey and it wouldn't let me type.
It wouldn't let you type.
Yeah, like it wouldn't actually let me fill it out.
Man, I'm just striking out today. Okay. I need to go
I feel like
check
that
that
may
out.
be more of a computer issue than a survey issue.
I don't know. Gary, can you type on it?
I can try.
Yeah, why don't, if you don't
Yeah,
mind, why don't you give it a shot real quick and we'll see if it's just Ellie
Okay.
or
Yeah.
Damn,
it's
what's
a
all
good
that
thing I
stuff
had that
behind
question.
you, Ellie? Are those pictures?
Yeah.
Behind you, what are those things?
Yeah, pictures.
Okay, no, it is a survey issue.
It is a survey issue. Expletive, expletive. Man. Well, Ellie, I appreciate your help. I'll fix it. I don't know what's going on. My
It
bad.
looks like you didn't specify how you
You're
wanted
welcome.
to be answered.
Yeah, I thought I did, but I'll go fix it.
Yeah.
God bless America. Okay. All right, Ellie. Once again, Ellie always catches me when I goof up, and she will continue to do so. But I
Okay, that's
appreciate
it.
it, though.
Yep.
Keeps me straight. It's going to happen. Okay. Was that
You're
it?
welcome.
All right.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Okay, goodbye now.
All right. Goodbye. Have a good day.
Yeah. And then I was just wondering if could we set up a time to meet one day and then just go over this squad drive just maybe in full, if that's cool with you. I'd do it now, but I have an interview at 11 for an internship.
Yeah. Well, you probably need to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Sure. I've got I think I'm kind of full today on office hours, although
That's fine.
so I've got my normal Tuesday ones.
Tuesday ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that can work.
Okay. So
And that's at 2, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw that in my calendar and then I will see you then.
Okay. Good luck on your interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Gary. Take care.
All right. You too. Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right.